Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Manifest with Tori DeSimone. I am your host, Tori DeSimone. Today we are spring resetting. Now, I saw Kenzie Elizabeth post a video the other day with the title "A Spring Reset So We Don't Crash Out" or something along those lines, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's a perfect title." So, if I could title it that, I would, but you guys should go watch Kenzie's video because it was just like such a good title. Anyway, this is our spring reset, and I'm so happy to be talking about this because that means it is officially spring. We did it. We got through the winter blues as best we could. I remember there was like a few days in February where I was so in the winter blues, and I'm just really happy to be on the other side of it and to be in spring. But because it's officially spring, I feel like it's the perfect time for a spring reset. Today, we are going to be talking all things health, fitness, wellness, productivity, organization, pretty much everything that we all know and love from Manifest with Tori DeSimone. You guys will be getting in this episode. So grab your favorite beverage, maybe an iced matcha or a tea, your favorite journal, light a candle, and let's spring reset together. You guys could also watch this episode on my YouTube channel if you want to get really cozy, put it on the TV. So let's begin with the basics, which is a mindset and wellness reset. Spring is a very symbolic season of growth. Sorry if that got a little fuzzy. My cord literally fell out of my mic. But anyway, back to where we were. I just love the spring because it's so symbolic of growth, rebirth, and clarity. So as we navigate into the spring season, I wanted to track it back to mindset. So I want you to ask yourself and kind of just think to yourself, what are some thoughts, what are some habits, and even energies, right, that you're ready to release? And what are you calling into the season of spring? And it's also a great time to reflect of what's worked in the winter that I can and will carry with me into the spring. But on the flip side, what am I really looking forward to shedding, right? In the spring, you get to shed your winter skin and reemerge. What's the word I'm looking for? Reimmerse? No, that's not even a word. Immerse, but reemerge. That does not sound right, but you know what I'm trying to say. Back into society as the version of yourself that you want to be. And let me also remind you, you can change who you are, how you want to be, how you live your life at any moment. You are the one that plays by the rules that you set for yourself, right? We can't control what happens to us in our life, but we can control the actions that we do every day, what we tell ourselves, the narrative. It is so crazy how limited we keep ourselves when we have a script that we tell ourselves in our heads, like who we are, how we identify, how we live our life, how we make our money, how we interact with our friends, who we are with our family. And we just tell ourselves, this is who I am. And we let our brains completely control this whole storyline of our lives. But you have the ability to change that at any time. If you decide, I'm going to make more money and I'm going to make a killer side business, the only thing stopping you is yourself. It's that limitation, right? Of, well, I've never done it before, so how could I do it now? And I totally get that. But you are always in control of changing your life. Or I know for me, like there's this one influencer that I follow and I adore her content. And I was listening to her podcast today and she was talking about health and wellness and all these sorts of things. And I was like, well, that's, easy for her to say because she looks a certain way. She lives a lifestyle a certain way. And then I thought to myself, it's not like she's genetically blessed or different. You know what I mean? Like the human body is amazing. It can do so many incredible things. It's so capable. Why am I already counting myself out just because it takes hard work or consistency? I'm already counting myself out and already giving myself the excuses. You know what I mean? So all this to say is the narrative that we tell ourselves is so important, and you can change that narrative at any time. at any moment. And all it takes is a little bit of delusion, and then you can believe it too, and your life will change. So anyway, I say all this because you have the ability to completely show up a brainy version of yourself in the spring. And I have a few journal prompts for you guys to think of this week. And maybe you do it during this episode. Maybe you write these down for later. Maybe you save them for a Sunday reset. But I have 4 journal prompts. The first one is, what does my highest self feel like on a daily basis? What does my highest self do on a daily basis? What does peace look like in my routine? And what am I ready to stop tolerating from myself and from others? And in regards to wellness, I want to touch on this a little bit. I don't know if it's just me, but I am seeing this. Okay. I have talked about this a lot actually on this podcast, and I've cut it out every single time because I just feel like I haven't been ready to have like the conversation, but I'm ready now. I don't know if it's just me, but I've been seeing so much on social media about being skinnier than ever, right? And that content being pushed towards me a lot, mixed with summer right around the corner. Definitely, if I were to watch and consume that content on a day that I'm feeling mentally very vulnerable, it would be a very toxic thing for me to get swept up in. I've struggled with body image in the past, and I know how easy it is to get kind of back onto that slippery slope. But I'm saying this because if you have also kind of been picking up on seeing so much skinniness on like TikTok, specifically like skinny talk, people are calling it, I'm here to remind you, and also to remind myself, and practicing more than ever, that in the spring, I'm not doing any sort of crash diets or cleanses to get quote unquote summer ready. Instead, I'm sticking to what I know makes me feel really good, which is long walks, sunlight, movement, prioritizing protein in my meals, sleeping really well, and coffee with white chocolate raspberry creamer. It's like my favorite thing ever. Oh, and I also booked a massage, which I'm really excited about. And I booked a manicure and I booked a pedicure. And I downloaded a new book. It's called The First Lie Wins. And I hear really good things about it. So far, it's really good. And I also started a new audiobook, Wedding People. So far, I'm loving it. But I'm also really looking forward to reconnecting with nature this spring. And I got a little taste of that when I was in Miami, and that like gave me so much life. But when I say reconnecting with nature, that really means like waking up, getting my feet in the sand, which I'm so lucky that I live at the shore for the summertime, like feet in the sand, salt water, feeling on my skin, salt air in my hair, AirPods in, listening to a podcast or my audiobook or just music that I love. And yeah, that's really what I'm focusing on. And trust me, I know if you are like me and we are chronically online to our fault, you might be seeing a lot of what I'm seeing. And it's really easy to be swept up on a day that you're feeling a little bit mentally vulnerable. But just remember and stay rooted in what you know makes you feel best, which for me is everything that I just said. Okay, let's move on. I want to talk a little bit about fitness and movement as this part of our reset. I've come to the realization, honestly, in the past few months, that the best form of self-love that you can show yourself is truly taking care of yourself. And I'm talking mentally, physically, spiritually, your narrative, like everything I'm kind of talking about in this episode is self-love. And the way you speak to yourself is so important. The way you show up for yourself is so important. Treating your body as priceless as it is is so important. And when you treat your body with so much love, your mind feels that much love. And when your mind and your body are connected, you really begin to radiate from within. You're kinder, you're happier, you're more smiley, you're more pleasant to be around, you're more easygoing. Like you really glow from within. And I think people see that. When you are genuinely happy, people see that. And you guys have even been telling me that. Since like the fall, you guys have been like, you are glowing more than I've ever seen in, the decade plus that I've been watching you on YouTube and following you, which thank you, by the way. But it's because I've never taken so much care of myself, and I really made myself the priority in my life. And I encourage all of you to do that. And yes, there's going to be like moments of life when maybe we can't give 100% to ourselves. And if you're a mom, you're spread between, your children, or if we all have roles of employees, bosses, daughters, friends, wives, girlfriends, moms, whatever it might be, right? There are definitely moments of where we feel spread thin, but if you don't look out for you, who is going to? It's like that Mel Robbins audio where it's like, no one's coming. And I love that audio. And it's such a good reminder of no one is coming. There's no fairy godmother that's going to come down and change my life because I want it changed. The only person that will love me as much as I want to be loved is myself. And yes, I'm so lucky that I have love in all avenues of my life. I'm so, so lucky. But there's no love quite like self-love. And that has to be your number one priority. And that can be expressed in so many ways. And I've realized over the past few months that the best way is through nurturing your body, your mind, which in turn nurtures your soul. So this is a very gentle nudge to stay consistent in your movement routine, or fall in love with fitness again, or even maybe for the first time. So let's leave behind all of the pressure and all of the comparison of I should be doing more, I should be doing this workout, I should be eating this, enough with the shoulds. We all know what we should be doing, but let's lean into really joyful and aligned movement and nutrition. So I want you to think like morning Pilates with your windows open. That sounds incredible. Stride at Home, shout out, has really amazing online Pilates if you're interested in that. A free option is Izzy Samuels has free classes on her YouTube channel. They are incredible. It's also great to support your local studios. So try out your new studios in your area if it's within your budget. I truly believe that health is your best investment. And I'll kind of get in a little bit about my morning routine and how I fit this all into my day as well. Hot Girl Walks, duh, with the Wellness Podcast. Yes, please. That's like my favorite ritual ever. I always aim for 10,000 steps every day, but I try to get like 8,000 to 9,000 steps within my morning walks, which is about, I can hit 10,000 steps in about 90 minutes, and I walk at like a pretty leisurely pace. Like I'm talking like 17 to 20 minute miles. Like I'm not really doing anything too crazy hard. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you'll see that Rookie just joined us. She just came back from her walk. Speaking of hot girl walks, how many steps did you get in? She has 4 legs though, so she has a little bit of an advantage on us two-legged girls. Anyway, yeah, I walk at like a pretty leisurely pace, and the reason I say this is because every single time people will say like, oh, 10,000 steps, I'm always like, how long is that? And how fast do you walk? So I'm telling you, for me, I can get 10,000 steps in about 90 minutes, and I walk like a 17 to 20 minute mile. I am leisurely when I walk. Okay. Yeah, that's what I do. Weighted workouts that energize you, not exhaust you. And strength training comes in so many forms, and it's actually taken me years to really let that sink in and learn that strength training doesn't necessarily mean like killing yourself lifting in the gym, heavy weights. Really, the benefit and the results, like the aesthetics that you see from strength training, doesn't come from doing insanely crazy lifts in the gym every day. It comes from the daily compound effects of strength training. And some side note is like, I've been talking about finances, how I've been really trying to, get more into investing and whatever. And I heard a phrase today on a podcast, and I think I'm going to say it right, or I think I'm going to say it wrong, but it was the phrase of like, the best time to invest is right now rather than seeing when the market is super hot. Like you just need more time in the stock market essentially to see better effects rather than shopping around for like the perfect stock. You need to just apply that same mindset to movement and to fitness. So the best time to start is just now. So doing small workouts and then building up to maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes a day of any sort of strength training. And again, strength training comes in so many different forms. It can be weightlifting. It can be mat Pilates. Maybe it's reformer Pilates. It can be yoga. It can be kettlebells. It can be boxing. There are so many different forms of strength training, but just getting that muscle onto your skeleton, onto your bones, into your human is really, really important. And it's just the daily compound effects of a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit Wednesday, a little bit Thursday, a little bit Friday, a little bit Saturday, a little bit Sunday, just a little bit. And it's better to be consistently good than occasionally great. And I think that is like a big thing that has really changed my mindset with strength training. And then also, I don't want to forget to mention hydration, recovery, and sleep. I need to be so much better with drinking water. I'm not the best at it, but I really do like spicing up my water with electrolytes. My favorite is Ultima. I'll link it down below, and it's in the lemonade flavor. I really, really love it. Recovery for me means relaxing and being like completely relaxed. No phone, because my phone, when I scroll on my phone, it actually drains me. It makes me feel depresso afterwards. So no phone. And I'll either just read a book or watch a show. I'm currently loving The White Lotus, of course, and also Dope Thief on Apple TV. Let me know what you guys think. I'm also, of course, watching Summer House, really loving it. And I started Southern Hospitality last night, just like to try out a new show. So far, it's cute. It's like old Vanderpump Rules, which I like. And lastly, sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Magnesium by Symbiotica is quite literally a life source for me. I swear by it. Magnesium is essentially like a muscle relaxer, but the one by Symbiotica, I'll link it down below, is my favorite of all time. I take it at night, and within 30 to 45 minutes of taking it, my eyelids, they just start to shut. They get so heavy, and I sleep so well. I sleep really deeply, and I don't wake up groggy in the morning. It's not like melatonin or NyQuil or anything. Like when I take that, sometimes I wake up feeling really groggy. Not at all with this. I feel incredible, and I sleep so well. And I just have to brag because on Sunday night, I slept for 11 hours and 20 minutes, which is crazy. I did go to bed at 6 p.m., which I know is absolutely crazy, but I was so tired and I was like, what else am I going to stay up for? Just to stay up. So I went to bed and I woke up at like 5 something and it was amazing. I felt so good. And that's not normal for me. Normal for me is 8 hours a night. I normally go to bed. My Oura Ring actually told me today for my seasonal roundup. My average bedtime was 9:45 and my average wake up time was 7:10. So if that helps you at all. But 7:10 seems really late because the alarm that we wake up to is at 6:15. But I guess, I don't know, my Oura Ring is like, you don't really get up until 7:10. I don't know. Either way, sleeping is really, really important. But I do want to touch quickly on my morning routine, as I feel this is really important to talk about, and it's the foundation of my day. My mornings are where I fit most of my wellness in, and I really love my morning routine right now. I'll do a whole episode talking in depth about it, but I kind of just want to like talk about how I fit my wellness and movement and fitness into my days. So at 6:15, alarm goes off and I wake up. When I wake up, I change into workout clothes. And then I take vitamin C and glutathione, both by Symbiotica. I'll link those down below. Vitamin C is really good for your skin. It's also really just good in the wintertime to get that vitamin C in your body. And glutathione is a newer supplement that I've introduced to my regimen, but it's one that has made a huge difference. It's really good for your gut, and your gut is so important. It's literally, people call it your second brain. It is so important. So especially when it's like cold and I'm in the winter blues, this was really, really key for me of having a healthy gut. But it's really just good at strengthening your immune system, regulating your overall health. It's a really, really great supplement, and I recommend it a lot. So I'll link that down below. So I take those 2 supplements, and then by this time it's like 6:45, and I head out for a walk. So I normally walk, like I said, for 90 minutes if I can. And normally in that time, I get in 4.5, 5 miles, probably like 4.5 is really where it lands. And again, that's just walking at like a, kind of leisurely pace. I have a podcast in, or music, or an audiobook, or sometimes just my own thoughts, and I'm like raw dogging the walk, and I just have these strategy sessions with myself. I find that walking is when I get super creative, and it feels really good. So I do that 6:45 till about 8:05 in the morning. And then at 8:10, I work out. And I say 8:10 because I take a Pilates class currently, and I've been really loving this time slot. Like the 8 a.m. workout time is amazing. And I'm also really loving the format, which is reformer Pilates. I do reformer and mat Pilates, but whenever I get the chance to do reformer, it feels like a treat because I do more mat Pilates. But lately I found a studio here in Philly that I'm really enjoying, and they offer reformer at 8 a.m. And I'm like, oh my God, perfect. But when the summer hits and I move down the shore, I will be doing the 8:05 time slot of hot cardio sculpt, which is like a hot Pilates sculpt class at Stride Sea Isle in Avalon, which they are my studios. So I am biased, but they are my favorite workouts in the entire world. So I can't wait for that to happen in the summertime. Anyway, after my workout, which is about 9:10, 9:15, I'll walk home. And then at about 9:30, I have breakfast. My current breakfast fixation is ground beef with eggs. And the last video that I posted on my YouTube channel is a what I eat in a day. So you guys can go watch that. Or I also posted on my Instagram like a full day of eating and just like a very basic what I ate today. So you guys can go check that out if you want to see more of like what it is that I eat. I'm not on a diet. I don't count calories, macros, anything like that. Like I said, I just prioritize protein and whole foods. So if you're interested in that, you guys can go check it out. Then I will make a coffee, and I told you guys a few minutes ago, but I am obsessed with the Chobani white chocolate raspberry creamer. I feel like it's only something that they release in like the summertime, but either way, I found it at Giant the other day, and I was like, you're coming home with me, and I'm obsessed with it. Also this morning, I added in a little bit of colostrum to my coffee, and really, really good. Totally not necessary, but I liked how it made me feel. So that's great. And then I will go take a shower. This is about like 9:45. I'll go take a shower. And then at 10 a.m., I will begin working. And whatever work looks like that day is what I do that day. Today was record a podcast. And this is me after that whole morning routine. So showered, ate, Pilates. This is me. Okay, so that's my morning routine, and I'm loving it. Next, I want to talk about productivity and organization, because it is time to get productive, but to make it romantic. So starting with a digital detox. Oh my God. So a few tips. Number one, clean up your camera roll. I am someone that has so much junk on my camera roll. Just like, why is it that when I take one photo, I need 1,000 of them? I just delete all the others and I keep the one photo that I like. Great. Something like that, really easy. Unsubscribe from emails. I have to kind of pat myself on the back for this one. I've always been really good at this. Whenever I have an email in my inbox and I'm like, why did this show up? I unsubscribe right away. But I really make sure to just declutter my inbox as much as possible. So unsubscribe from emails. Reset your homepage or maybe even put a new wallpaper on your phone or on your laptop. That's always really fun. And also schedule time in your day to be completely off of your phone. I'm talking it's in another room, it's charging, it's nowhere near you. Like, let yourself be bored. What a concept. It's hard for all of us, but try it. Calendar refresh. Schedule in some self-care and treat it like your meetings. I scheduled a massage when you guys are watching this last Thursday, which was my birthday. Actually, I'm 27 now. But my birthday was April 3rd. But I scheduled a massage for my birthday and that was amazing. I also feel like pedicures for me are always a go-to. It's just so relaxing getting my toes done, and then you get like a leg massage while you get it done. It's just amazing. I got a facial a few weeks ago when I was down in Miami, but an entirely free option is a walk. Schedule a walk in your calendar. It seriously feels so luxurious to get out in the middle of the workday and just be like, I'm walking. And what are all you guys doing? Does no one else have jobs around here? Why is everyone out at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday? Well, I'm out on 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. I always ask myself that. Okay. Lastly is a Sunday reset routine. Like, really get into a good Sunday reset. I'm talking laundry, groceries, planning your week, skincare, a truly everything shower, even if it's not like adding in more products to your shower routine, but just spending more time with yourself. And like, really, when you're loofing your body, just like really symbolizing washing the winter away, washing away an old version of yourself that you don't want to be anymore. You can be anyone. So why not be the best version of yourself? Let me know if you guys want a full episode of like the ultimate Sunday reset, because I can totally deliver that. And then another tip I have is to get a planner or maybe even try a Notion template that makes you really excited to check things off. The goal here isn't perfection, but rather alignment, and create systems that support a soft and successful version of you. I made an entire episode about my system for maximum productivity and organization, which I will link down below. Really, really good. Lastly, I just want to talk about like an aesthetic and energy reset of sorts, because honestly, to me, vibes matter. Like, it just feels good to be your best. So I believe that your environment is a mirror of your mind. So clean your space, clean your sheets, switch out your sheets, open the windows, circulate the air, get some new airflow up in your space, buy yourself flowers, light a candle, burn Palo Santo, get new body wash. My boyfriend randomly decided that like he needed to redo the bedroom. So we're actually in the middle of a bedroom redo. If you guys are watching on YouTube, this is a guest bedroom. It's not like a bedroom, not where we sleep, but I'll show you guys that probably on Instagram when it's done. But he like painted all the walls last night. Today we're putting up paneling and new lighting, and we're getting all new bedding. So that's very exciting. But all it's to say, switch up your spaces. It doesn't have to be as dramatic as redoing a bedroom. It could be as simple as putting flowers on your nightstand or getting a new scent in your body wash or your lotion to feel like it's a new era of yourself and a new beginning again. I really think spring is like a full sensory experience, right? It smells good with all the flowers blooming. It's beautiful with all the trees blossoming. So make your life smell good, feel fresh, carry yourself with like a flowery light essence to you. I don't know. It's just fun to do that. Something also that I really love in the springtime is a new bag. And this doesn't mean you have to go out and purchase a new bag. No, 9 times out of 10, what it means for me is I go into my closet and I pick out a purse that I forgot about or I wore maybe last spring or last summer. And I'm like, oh, it's time for my spring bag again. And it just makes me really happy. And then I can fill it with, new things, or I can clean out my old purse. And it's just something really fun. Maybe it's restocking a new gym bag. It could also be buying a new pair of sneakers that will maybe make you want to walk, the 10,000 steps a day. I recently got these new sunglasses from Amazon that make me feel really stylish, but are also really chic. It's just these little things of like, oh, I feel good. Oh, I want to like go live. You know what I mean? Like something like that. It just makes you feel good and excited about a new season. So, all in all, you guys, this is your reminder that you don't need to overhaul your life in one day. I want this episode and the spring reset to be a very gentle recalibration of the mind, a returning home to you. So, I'm going to encourage you to romanticize the little things, prioritize your peace, and a reminder that you are already your highest self. You are simply just clearing out the space to see that version of you clearly once again. I want to thank you guys so much for listening and watching Manifest with Tori Simone. If you enjoyed it and you guys are listening, please rate the show 5 stars on Spotify and or Apple and subscribe to the show. It helps so much. And if you have 10 seconds of your day, just write a nice little review. I loved the episode. I love Tori, whatever it may be. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, it helps so much. And yeah, I hope you guys loved this episode as much as I love chit-chatting with you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful spring. And I'll talk to you guys all next week. Bye, guys.